Dancing for those who can't. That's the mission of one campus organization as they raise money for children's hospitals. We have more on their upcoming event next. Have you wanted to know what it's like to join a TV station? We have details on how you can join the executive staff of VUTV coming up.
Well, rain chances are a big story for today. We'll have exactly when we'll see that rain in Valparaiso coming up.
We have that and more. This edition of The Shield starts right now.
Live from the VUTV studio in Schnabel Hall on the campus of Valparaiso University. This is The Shield on VUTV.
Thank you for joining us on The Shield. I'm Katie Nickolaou.
And I'm Joie Bettenhausen.
We have a developing story out of Porter County. Early this morning, an alert went out across campus computers regarding an escapee from Porter County Jail, which is just about 15 minutes from campus. The suspect, Michael Mondonolo, is described as a white male around 5'10" with a slim build, is barefoot, and is handcuffed, wearing a black shirt and sweatpants. Maldonado's criminal record dates back to 2017 when he was arrested for resisting law enforcement, possession of a hypodermic needle, and burglary. Today, Maldonado was being brought in on a new charge for drug charges and escaped custody while in the jail's Sally Port. Maldonado jumped out of a vehicle and escaped through the Sally Port's garage door as it was closing. That's what you are seeing right now in this footage of the Sally Port. The footage came from a dramatization video used in a VUTV production 3 years ago. This is not implying that he ran away from the Porter County Sheriff Complex. After making his escape, Maldonado stole a car from Pratt Industries at around 1:40 p.m. As of right now, Maldonado and the stolen vehicle have not been found. If you see Maldonado or know of his whereabouts, call 911.
Well, early yesterday morning, Valpo students received an email alert from VUPD. According to the alert, a peeping Tom was in Brant Hall. He was reported as being a white male, 6'3" with blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail and a beard. If you have any information on who this was, please contact VUPD at 219-464-5430.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to work for a television station? VUTV is currently accepting applications for our 2018-2019 executive staff. A wide range of positions are available, including video editing, programming, business, social media, and more. Please email VUTV at valpo.edu for more information.
Dancing for a cause all day long. That's what one organization does annually to raise money for children's hospitals. For this week's Organization of the Week, VUTV got the chance to sit down with Miranda Dunn, the Public Relations Director for Dance Marathon, to learn more about how they put on their popular fundraiser.
Dance Marathon as a whole is an event that raises money for the Children's Miracle Network throughout the Midwest, and it just raises funds and awareness for the children at the hospitals. Ours is specifically called Lurie's Dance Marathon because we do it for Lurie's Children's Hospital in Chicago. Our dance marathon is Saturday, April 7th, so just in a couple weeks. It's from 10 to 10. It will be an arc, and we're using several of the gyms, and there will be different activities going on in all of them. But the main gym is where the stage will be, where you will learn the morale dance and eat most of your meals and things like that. If you go to valpodm.weebly.com, you can sign up to be a part of Dance Marathon, and you would just make a fundraising page and fundraise as much as you could beforehand. And then you come to the event, and it kind of symbolizes you standing for 12 hours, just like the kids at Lurie's Children's Hospital would not be able to sit down. We don't sit down either. There's several activities for one of the hours. We do minute to win it games and dodgeball tournament happening. There's meals all day. You get a t-shirt. They're selling Valpo merchandise. You learn a morale dance. I mean, there's just a number of activities. And even for students who feel like they can't take the time off of the day, we have a study room. Of course, you would have to stand while you study, but there's still the opportunity to do so if you really feel like you need to. In high school, I was the director of public relations for Dance Marathon also, and when you attend the event and you hear the students talk who were in one of the hospitals or who have close ties to somebody in one of the hospitals, and you hear about how the hospital changed their lives, you just really become excited about it, and you want to help out those kids as much as you can, even if it's just a little bit, every dollar counts. We really encourage people to try, because I know it sounds like a long time, 12 hours, it just seems like you really don't have time for that, but if you take into perspective the fact that it could have been you, or it could have been one of your family members, a sibling, or maybe your child, it really changes your perspective once you go and you hear the people talk and you hear about how grateful they are for Dance Marathon and the things that we do for them. I just encourage you to give it a try, and if you don't like it, you don't have to do it again next year, but odds are you're going to like it if you attend.
Dance Marathon is Saturday, April 17th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can register by going to valpodm.weebly.com. You know, it's definitely feeling warmer outside today than it was yesterday. We have Joy Bettenhausen in the studio now. Joy, it's starting to warm up. Is that the beginning of a trend, maybe?
Yes, Katie, we're definitely going to see temperatures like this throughout the rest of our week. Currently, we're at 54 in Valparaiso, 51 in Chicago, 49 in Rockford, and 42 in Peoria. So we did see those southeast winds bring us those warmer temperatures today. Even though we did have some clouds, it sure felt like the first day of spring. Now our big story for today is when exactly are we going to see those rain chances? We're seeing rain near Kankakee and Pontiac, Illinois right now, but the system is tracking its way southeast. Now, we're going to see those rain chances, we're thinking around 7:30 p.m. or so. Nothing too severe, especially at the moment, but we'll definitely see chances of heavy rains and downpours. And actually, Katie, we might see a rumble of thunder or two overnight.
All right, well, thank you, Joy. Coming up after the break, new developments have been made in the Austin serial bombing case, and over the weekend, thousands gathered to rally for gun control. We have a look at the March for Our Lives rallies. Stick with us.
In a world where entertainment is at risk, one man is given a mission, but he is about to face his biggest challenge yet. He will race against the clock and open doors to new possibilities that will save weekends as we know it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for free movies.
Oh, I'll help you with that.
Just go to movies.valpo.edu. They have all the best movies, including The Hobbit and 22 Jump Street.
Whoa, it's that easy?
It's that easy.
Grab some popcorn, grab some buddies, and watch movies.valpo.edu's great selection.
Investigation into the Austin serial bombings, police say the suspect left a 25-minute video on his phone before law enforcement closed in on him. The confession video from Mark Condit does not reveal a motive. Kristen Holmes is live in Fulgerville, Texas, with details on the confession from what the police are calling a very challenged young man.
Austin serial bomber Mark Anthony Condit still remains an enigma to law enforcement, despite videotaping himself in a 25-minute video on his phone before being apprehended by police that authorities are calling a confession. In this video, however, law enforcement says that he didn't really make any reference to motive, instead talked just about the bombs he made.
On this recording, the suspect describes the 6 bombs that he constructed with a level of specificity that he identified the differences among those 6 bombs.
And the police chief also said that there was no reference to terror groups or to hate groups, and they called the video an outcry of a very challenged young man. So the investigation continues into why it is that he set out to do this, killing 2 people, wounding several others, and terrorizing a city for about a month. And we're standing here in front of his house where he lived with 2 roommates. Yesterday, we saw SWAT teams and federal agencies on the ground, and they are still considering this an active crime scene. We have the ATF here, as well as law enforcement, all of them working to figure out exactly why it is he did what he did. Reporting from Pflugerville, Texas, I'm Kristen Holmes.
Well, over the weekend, many cities across the country held a March for Our Lives rally. Take a look at this. This is an aerial shot of the March for Our Lives rally in Chicago on Saturday. Event organizers estimated around 85,000 people were in attendance. The March for Our Lives rallies were put on in call for stricter gun control laws following the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School that killed 17 in Parkland, Florida in February.
Flu season is winding down, but the latest reports from the CDC says that the B viruses are being reported more frequently than the A strain that had been dominant recently. During the week ending March 17th, nearly 58% of all confirmed cases of the flu were caused by the B strain. A CDC spokeswoman says the B strain flu viruses tend to be more severe for younger children. Experts say it's possible for those who've already been sick with the flu to fall ill again with a different strain later in the season. They recommend everyone who is unvaccinated get a flu shot while strains are still circulating.
The man who founded Toys R Us has died. The company says Charles Lazarus passed away Thursday at the age of 94. The cause of his death was not released. His death comes just a week after Toys R Us announced it will shut down its U.S. operations. Lazarus started the company in 1948, originally selling baby furniture and toys in Washington, D.C. The Toys R Us name was introduced less than a decade later. Lazarus served as company CEO until 1994 and had no stake in the chain when Toys R Us announced its shutdown plans. In a statement, Toys R Us said Lazarus will be remembered for his energy, passion, and love of children.
Well, the calendar may say it's spring, but winter is refusing to leave Pennsylvania. That's led one sheriff's office to put America's most famous groundhog on its wanted list. Brianna Strunk explains.
Outside the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, you'll find the warrant wall, where pictures of wanted suspects are posted.
Kind of a wall of shame, if you will.
As you walk past the posters, there's one in particular that's turning heads.
They stop, they look, they do the double takes, they can't believe what they're seeing.
Then they read the description.
The subject in question is about 20 inches in length, 22 pounds. He has brown and gray hair, brown eyes, sharp teeth.
It's Puxatawny Phil, and he is in big trouble.
I think it's good. I think that they need to get him. Yeah, they need to get him and bring him in. Because we need spring. We need it now.
I see my royal shadow. 6 more weeks of winter to go.
That promise expired last week. Now the groundhog is grounded and wanted for
deception, lying to the public.
Your help is needed to get this guy out of his hole and into jail.
If they see him, give us a call because we want to take him into custody.
If you happen to see the perpetrator, call 570-555-5555. That's a fake number, of course. In Stroudsburg, Brianna Strunk, Eyewitness News.
Coming up after the break, Joie Bettenhausen has your full forecast.
Plus, we have a breakdown of this past week's Crusader sports. Stick with us.
Well, I think that's all we need. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch.
Okay, this is it. Just shake his hand and walk out with your head held high. Don't mess this up. Thank you. Nailed it. Don't let a bad handshake get in the way of getting the job you want. Find out more at the Career Center.
What is passion? At Valpo, it's something that pours out of us uncontrollably. It's a late night shot of caffeine, cramming for finals, a jam session with friends. It sees deep into space, turns big stuff into small potatoes, floats boats and floods the senses. Passion is alive, it has a heartbeat, and it lives in you. How do we know? Because at Valpo, passion is who we are.
Well, for sure, today felt like spring, and that's exactly what we saw. We're at 54 degrees, partly cloudy skies. We did see a sun here or there, but we usually saw clouds for most of the day today. Now, we were warm because of those southeast winds bringing up all that warm air and moisture throughout the day, giving us our first official beautiful day of temperatures that resemble spring. So currently our big story today is, when are we going to see that rain? Well, looking on radar, we are seeing these showers move past Pontiac and into Kankakee, Illinois. Now it's moving southeast towards our area. Now looking at the bigger storm here, you can see the complex right now. Now the only warnings on the system are in Missouri, and those are flood warnings. But other than that, the storm is not severe, just causing heavy downpours and rains at times. Looking here down below at your screen is some local storm reports, and like I said, you're just seeing rain, localized heavy at times, but other than that, a few spots of flooding. So I don't expect anything to be severe associated with this system. Right now we're at 54 in Valparaiso, 51 in Chicago, 49 in Kankakee, and 42 in Peoria. So generally across the board, we saw spring-like temperatures all day today, even with some clouds in store. Now, because we saw these warmer temperatures, it didn't feel like yesterday or the day before. They were kind of chilly. Well, if we're looking at 24-hour temperature change here, we increased the temperature 13 degrees in a matter of 24 hours, and that's why it feels so much warmer compared to yesterday. Now, those of us to the west did not have that same look, where temperatures over the past 24 hours decreased by 2 degrees and some even 7 degrees. So definitely felt those warmer temperatures. Now we're about average for this time. We're at 55 today, average is about 51 degrees. Now we're nowhere near, sadly, of that record high of 75 degrees set in 1976, but thankfully we're nowhere near that record low as well, with 10 degrees set in 1955. So let's time out these rain chances here. Around 7:30 p.m. we'll see the rain head into Valparaiso. Now this rain will linger on throughout the night. We could see spotty showers at times, and we also could hear a rumble of thunder or two overnight. So we'll see rain chances linger on throughout the day tomorrow, all day tomorrow, but should be gone about 7 p.m. We'll just have lingering clouds beginning on Wednesday, but thankfully those rain chances will be over with. Tonight we'll be at a low of 45 degrees with rain continuing, and then same with tomorrow. We'll have those rain chances again, but a high of 57 degrees, so at least we'll see temperatures like we did today. So 7-day forecast here. Again, those rain chances will linger on Tuesday. We'll see snow chances right back into the forecast on Wednesday and Thursday, all the way through Saturday. At least we'll have temperatures in the mid-50s, and then thankfully those rain and snow chances end on Sunday into Monday, and we could see that sun again starting on Sunday.
Awesome. Yeah, when I saw the forecast, I actually ran back to my dorm room and grabbed my umbrella, so I really appreciate your forecasting. All right, well, thank you, Joy. After the break, we will have a full breakdown of this past week's Crusader sports. Stick with us. It's been a while since we last checked in on Valpo athletics, so we have a lot to cover. Let's start off first with the Valpo men's baseball team. Now, the Crusaders not only faced 3 road games against Butler this weekend, but they also had to battle the elements themselves. Winter Storm Uma dumped several inches of snow in Indianapolis, which resulted in 2 of the 3 games being canceled. For the 1 game that they got to play, Valpo actually dominated Butler. The game got off to a slow start with neither team scoring in the first 2 innings. And it was in the 3rd inning that Valpo really found its spark and earned 6 runs, and that's just in 1 inning. The game would cool back off with neither team scoring until the 8th inning, where both teams scored 2 runs apiece. Now Valpo responded in the 9th with scoring 1 more run, making the final score 9-2. Now, on the women's side of things, the Valpo softball team had better luck with the weather when they traveled to Springfield, Missouri to take on Missouri State in a 3-game weekend matchup. The team will travel to Central Michigan this Tuesday before returning to Valpo for their home opener against Southern Illinois. Gotta say, though, the softball team has really been showing how strong they are this season. They actually have a winning record, which is phenomenal, and I hope that they have the best of luck as they travel up north to Central Michigan. The women's golf team competed in the Saluki Invitational this Sunday in what was their last match before the Missouri Valley Conference Championship in April. Katie Willenbrink was the top performer for the Crusaders, recording an 81 in round 1 and an 82 in round 2, finishing with a team low score of 163. Now, for those of you who aren't into golf, that's a good thing, which was good enough to actually tie her for 25th overall. Kayla Kruger achieved an impressive accomplishment when she scored the only eagle of Valpo finished ahead of 6 teams in the tournament, which is their most in a single season. Although Valpo's men's basketball team has come to their season has come to an end, another team in the Missouri Valley Conference is going strong. The Missouri Valley Conference is making a lot of noise in this year's March Madness tournament thanks to the Loyola Chicago Ramblers. Now we have who will now advance to the Final Four. We sat down with Northwest Indiana Times reporter and communications professor Paul Oren to hear his take on how the 11th seed Ramblers have gotten this far, what it means for the conference, and the magic of Sister Jean.
I think Loyola plays really well together. They are a series of guys who understand their roles, and that was evident in their Sweet 16 game. This Loyola team is special because they play together. They don't make mistakes, and they take advantage when other teams make mistakes. Each win that Loyola has gotten has helped schools like Valpo. Every other school in the conference, it raises money, which is great, but it showcases, look, this is a top league. It's maybe the top mid-major league out there. I think it'll be hard year in and year out for Loyola to maintain this. They've got a great team. They got a great thing going right now, but there are other teams in this league that have great things going for them. And I think you're going to see a better player come to Valpo like we've seen better players come to Loyola, which has led to the point that now they're in the Elite 8. I do have a Sister Jean bobblehead right here. She's amazing. She's a great story. She's been a great story for a long time. This isn't like she just showed up this year. She's great. And when Valpo went back in the Valley, one of the things I told people was you get to see Sister Jean, and now the entire country is getting to see her.
I have to say, Sister Jean has been my favorite part of this tournament. She is 98 years old and is on the sidelines and is just absolutely adorable. So I gotta say, I am really hoping that the Ramblers will make it to the championship and hopefully bring home that win for Sister Jean. Well, we'll have a final look at the weather coming up after our break.
In a world where entertainment is at risk, one man is given a mission, but he is about to face his biggest challenge yet. He will race against the clock and open doors to new possibilities that will save weekends as we know it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for free movies.
Oh, I'll help you with that.
Just go to movies.valpo.edu. They have all the best movies, including The Hobbit and 22 Jump Street.
Whoa, it's that easy?
It's that easy.
Grab some popcorn, grab some buddies, and watch movies.valpo.edu's great selection.
Well, we're going to see those rain chances start at 7:30 tonight. We'll see the rain linger all throughout the week, and we could even see some snow showers at the end of the week, but thankfully by Sunday, we will see that sun again.
Wow, looks like I'm going to have a really wet walk back to my dorm.
I would say so.
All right, well, thank you for tuning in. For Joy and myself, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week on The Shield.